Hello, SimTheWorld here, bringing you a review of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. If you haven't been following along with our playthrough of the story mode orders and unlocking the game mechanics, please check it out. Link will be at the end of the video. So, you're considering picking up Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 on sale, or it's been sitting in a queue of games waiting to be played. I'm here to tell you that you might have a potential new favorite game just waiting to be discovered. So first, a few questions to reflect on. Have you ever wondered what it'd really be like to be a mechanic? But you know, without the dirt, and the rust, and the broken bolts, and the wiring of the vehicle, or the fluid lines themselves. Do you enjoy a game so full of grind that you'll be clicking the same button for days on end to progress? Are you ready for all your friends to mock you every time they see SimTheWorld is playing Car Mechanic Simulator pop into their Steam overlay? If you answered yes to any of these, then I've got the perfect game for you. You may be thinking that based on the questions I asked, this review will be negative. This couldn't be further from the case. I initially found Car Mechanic Simulator 2015 by chance on Steam, and I gave it a try. After destroying the game for over 200 hours in the next few months, I was excited to find CMS 2018 was right around the corner. I even called off work on release day, canceled all of my plans, and waited for it to drop on Steam so that I could binge the game through the weekend. Now, I'm not here to discuss any of the initial issues on release or the delay in features. If you're watching this review, then this game is already on the older side, but it's in its complete form. Let's dive into some of the things that make this such a great game. First and foremost is the abundance of features in the game. Those of us that play games in the simulator genre know that this can often be an issue. People have been loading up Unity and spawning in generic items to be used in place your occupation name here simulator for years. Lazily putting together games that you have to click a couple buttons, repeating the process over and over, gives the genre a bad name and drives people away. I'm looking at you, Construction Simulator 2015. With that said, ultimately, all simulator games at the heart are just clickers. It's the features and depth to the game that turns a repetitive process of clicking buttons into an experience. And this is where Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 excels. CMS 2018 has built a game of repairing cars that includes randomly spawning car repair orders to help to keep the game interesting as you expand your garage from one car lift shed to a 3-lift repair shop with paint and tuning. The ability to buy and sell cars when the orders just aren't bringing in enough money, or if you want to change in pace and build your own dream supercar. A parking garage that allows you to keep the cars that you have built as a collection, keeping them out of the way of the action, close enough to take to the track to show off to friends. Hundreds of parts per car, many cars themselves having their own unique parts to discover. These include not only suspension and engine components, but also interior and exterior parts as well. Many of these cars have performance or tuning parts installed that give it a boost in performance that can be seen on the track. Some cars even have different exterior parts that can be replaced to give the car its own custom and unique feel. In addition to just the tuning parts, you have the ability to customize cars with different tire sizes, engine types, and paint jobs, giving you great control to create a car that's one of a kind. There are additional tools to diagnose car issues and complete repairs. You have more than just a wrench to take the bolts on and off. There is a map with multiple tracks to drive the vehicles you work on, both including racetracks and off-roading. A junkyard and randomized barn locations to search for broken parts and cars that can be repaired in the shop. And an auction house where you can buy cars to try and flip for a profit. With all these features added to a game that's essentially just clicking to add and remove part after part, the whole package becomes a new experience with every car that rolls through the shop. If you have a creative mind and enjoy putting time into a game to level up and expand your abilities, Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 will scratch that itch. Hours can quickly pass as you grab the next order or the next car to explore and customize. Besides the features that are in the game, you get some of the realism of the game mechanics itself. Well, no, this game will not give you the realistic experience of being a mechanic. I would argue most of you wouldn't want this experience either. If it's not tedious enough already to unscrew 2 bolts from the caliper to remove it, how many times would you really click out to go grab the torch to heat up the bolt, then break it free, before you said that was just wasting your time? The realism I'm talking about is the detail in the car models. These cars are beautiful, and often the parts look like what's in the real vehicle. The game also gives you an idea of how cars work, and where the different parts are located in the car. While some of us gearheads think that this game oversimplifies the cars, which it does, Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 is also a great entry point to learning about what's in the engine bay, or what the suspension components are, and where they're located. The developers have also spent a lot of time working out the issues of the physics of the cars. When you get on the racetrack, or the off-roading course, you want it to feel right. You want the car to respond to your input, whether you're speeding down the track at 100 miles per hour, or doing donuts on the tarmac. Well, this game doesn't have perfect physics, but this also isn't Racing Driver Simulator either. And while giving us the ability to have the slight experience to get behind the wheel of these cars, this should be considered a bonus feature. Finally, my last point is that graphically, this game looks good. The cars look great and are detailed, the parts all have customized images, and the models are all clean. The track and expansion areas are all detailed. While there are some shortcomings here, like there being flat cans and cigarette butts around the floor of the shop, there's more time spent towards the visuals than most simulators games get in development. Now that we've talked about some of the great aspects of the game, it's time to talk about some of the ways this game lacks, or it might not be right for you. The main reason that most people find issue with the game is in the grind. To unlock the paint shop and to be able to fully repair the cars and their frames, you have to be level 30. This means to build your own car, you must grind through job after job. And one job might give you 100 or 200 experience points, but to even level up you often need more than 1,000 points. This can take days, if not weeks of play to do so. And while there are ways to speed up this process, it's still a grind. And while you might not mind this grind, I for one enjoy that there's a significant input to unlock your full garage. A casual player will quickly walk away when they learn of the time commitment needed to customize their vehicles. If you're looking for a quick game to try slapping together some cars, this probably won't be the game for you. The inventory system for this game is far from ideal. You have a repair bench, so it's smart to save your broken parts and repair them. However, this means amassing a huge amount of parts in your inventory. While they can be sorted into categories to be easier to search through, if you have hundreds of spare parts, this will start to tax the gameplay and the frame rate. Finally, the main issue I've found with the game has been the poor economy implementation. Sure, cars are expensive, and so are the parts you have to buy. But other than that, that's all you have to pay for in the game, besides additional parking lots for your own cars. By the time you need multiple levels of parking, you'll also have amassed millions of dollars. While I'm not looking just to make the game more difficult to grind, I think it's reasonable to ask for some more reasons to save money and spend smart. This is a mechanic simulator. The garage should have some overhead to consider. Not to mention how tools in reality can cost tens of thousands of dollars for the basic setups. Ultimately, it falls short of giving you the feeling of building up your garage by working smart and making good deals. For many gamers out there, this isn't going to be your jam. If you're looking for quick gratification from a game, whether that's crushing missions in a story, or some good old PvP action, then I'd suggest to keep looking elsewhere. But if you enjoy drowning out reality by immersing yourself in a different world, where you have a different job and you can create some story needed in your own mind to keep you going in the game, then I'll see you in the garage. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates to future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.